perennial edible greens. So here at Wild Sprout Nursery, we focus primarily on perennial edible plants, and I wanted to just do a little video here while I'm harvesting some greens for dinner. And we have a lot of perennial greens that whereas we try to focus on growing enough to be able to sell for the next year, we actually have enough now to be able to eat some. And so I just wanted to show you what we got going on here. So stick around. So one of the greens I'm going to be adding to the salad here is Good King Henry. And Good King Henry is a viable quinoa grain, quinoa-like grain. We have to process that, where I'll make a video on that. But really what I'm going to be getting is the leaves here. Now, we want to get the youngest leaves possible. Obviously I wouldn't be going for ones that are just colored like this. I want to get the ones that are nice and tasty. Okay, so, and these ones aren't the greatest to eat a whole bunch raw. It's got a nice like spinachy initial taste, but you'll notice, especially if you eat a lot of Good King Henry, I'm sure you can get used to it, but it's got a really, to me personally, it's got a pretty unpleasant aftertaste that comes after it when you eat it raw. So I primarily have to cook with Good King Henry. I don't really add a lot of it to salads. And if I do, it's just a very small handful of leaves mixed in with other things. But as a cooked green, it's pretty good. Cook it lightly once, maybe discard the water. Don't even really need to do that, especially if you're mixed with other things. If I was making a stir fry solely of Good King Henry, I would probably discard the water at least once. Just get rid of some of that bitterness. But other than that, Good King Henry is really great. Perennial green. As you can see here, we have quite a lot of it growing. Good King Henry all abounds, and I have a bunch over here too. And be able to offer this in small quantities this year. Now the other main green we have going here is Seakale. And if you've seen in one of my last video on propagating Seakale, we have a lot of it. This is just one little bed I have with a few scattered ones. You can see how thick the leaves are. They're very thick, and they have a glaucous characteristic to them. Glaucous means like just kind of like a white powdery substance on them. Comes off when rubbed. And so, just like you would harvest any other kale, I'm just going to harvest some. I noticed that even the real big, so that was kind of a messy harvest right there, but it'll be okay. Even the big leaves are really good. Looks like we're getting an aphid visiting on there. I've not seen too many aphids on my Seakale yet. One of the other main characters that I've grown out this summer, and I've grown out a lot of them, is Turkish rocket. This is definitely my largest one. You can see this is probably about 2 years, 2 full seasons coming in now. Well, 1 full season. We're in August. We're August 1st right now. It's August 1st, so almost to a full season. So I'd say from one end to the other, it's about 2.5 feet. No, it can go. And let's see. Again, it's August 1st, and we actually are ripening off seed. And so, unlike other brassica seeds, well, Turkish rocket's not a brassica. These seeds are pretty different. They're very circular, and actually need to harvest these before they start dropping, because this is how a Turkish rocket can get real weedy. Okay. You can see the leaves are slightly hairy, which lends them being pretty well. The leaves are good for cooking with. Eating raw, they're fine. If the slightly fuzzy things don't really bother me. So, it's definitely got a bitterness, kind of like a little bitter spiciness to it. Granted, these are more mature leaves, just like dandelions. The younger they are, the more shady location they are, the more palatable the leaves are going to be. Turkish rocket is primarily grown for the broccoli florets. Not necessarily for the greens, although the greens are edible. But out of the three I've harvested so far, the Seakale, Good King Henry, and the Turkish rocket, the Seakale definitely comes out the champion of what tastes the best to eat raw. And so I'm probably only going to pick like one or two of these leaves here. So I'm going to try to find some of the ones. This is actually kind of looks like a dandelion. Yeah, I'm just gonna pick a couple leaves here to add, just for some diversity. Again, this would be a really great one to, if you wanted to do a pot herb or stewed greens. Cook it up, discard the water once. Probably be a lot better tasting. Yeah. I'm going to take all the stuff inside and go cook it up. Since I'm up at the top of our terraces right now, up by the house, and showing you Seakale, Good King Henry, Turkish rocket. One other perennial green that we have going is sorrel, garden sorrel, or this particular variety is Belleville sorrel. And it was a number of years ago. I seeded out a bunch, and they all grew really, really well, to the point where it's like almost weedy now. You can see I have like a whole row of it, just trying to almost like just find things to do with it. But this is, if you want a really hearty, tasty perennial green, sorrel is a good choice. It can actually get fairly large. It's not unheard of. It's not very uncommon to have these be, kind of take up this sort of profile, almost like a couple cubic feet. But the leaves are really tart, almost like a Sour Patch Kid. Really great for fresh eating, and also cooking as well. So out of the perennial greens we've tried, Seakale really great for fresh eating and cooking. Sorrel really great for fresh eating and cooking. Good King Henry and Turkish rocket leaves good for cooking, right? And raw eating in very small quantities, and the youngest leaves you can get. And we have a lot of other things out here, but again, this is just, we're just harvesting some things we're gonna eat for dinner. I'm gonna grab some sorrel for dinner too. And just another day in the nursery. And in summertime, where we have an abundance of perennial greens for us to take advantage of. All right, thanks. Is that funny?